This changes everything. A leaked DNA report is now being called the biggest royal scandal in modern history, and if true, it could completely shake the foundations of the British monarchy. What you're about to hear isn't just rumor, it's a chain of claims, documents, and alleged evidence that's sending shockwaves across the world. The world is currently reeling from what can only be described as the most explosive biological scandal in the history of the British monarchy, a revelation so seismic that it threatens to dismantle the very foundations of the House of Windsor and rewrite history books forever. For years, hushed whispers, underground theories, and intense internet speculation have circulated regarding the legitimacy of the Sussex heirs. But today, those whispers have been replaced by the cold, hard reality of scientific data, as a highly classified DNA report has allegedly been leaked from the deep inner sanctum of the palace archives. This is not just a story of family friction or typical tabloid drama. It is a full-blown constitutional crisis that centers on a bombshell claim that has left global leaders and royal enthusiasts in a state of absolute paralysis. Prince William, the future king, has reportedly obtained definitive forensic proof through a clandestine operation that Archie and Lilibet are not biologically related to Prince Harry. The implications of such a discovery are staggering, suggesting a web of dissection that spans multiple continents and involves the highest levels of royal secrecy and international non-disclosure agreements. From the streets of London to the high-rises of New York, the global public is in a state of disbelief, scrambling to understand how a lie of this magnitude could have been sustained for so long within the most scrutinized and protected family on the planet. This alleged revelation challenges everything we thought we knew about the line of succession, the royal birth protocols, and the fundamental trust between the monarchy and the people they serve. We are looking at a situation where the very bloodline of a 1,000-year-old institution is being called into question by its own future leader, creating a digital firestorm that is currently breaking every social media metric in existence, as the world demands to see the evidence for themselves. The intricate details surrounding this alleged leak suggest that Prince William, acting in his solemn capacity as the ultimate protector of the crown's long-term integrity, initiated a high-level clandestine investigation following significant discrepancies in medical records and birth protocols that had long been flagged by senior royal physicians and constitutional experts. This undercover operation, conducted with the surgical precision of a top-tier global intelligence agency, reportedly culminated in a secret laboratory analysis of genetic material obtained through discreet means that have now surfaced in the public domain, sending massive shockwaves through the Commonwealth. According to these leaked documents, the genetic markers analyzed do not align with the historic Windsor or Spencer bloodlines, a revelation that effectively and permanently nullifies any future claims the Sussex children might have had to the British throne or any associated royal titles. The sheer audacity of this claim has polarized the global community into two fierce camps, with some viewing William's actions as a heroic and necessary move to safeguard the throne from fraudulent claims, while others see it as the ultimate, unforgivable betrayal in a brotherly feud that has escalated into a scorched earth war for the very soul of the monarchy. As the headlines continue to dominate international news cycles with relentless intensity, the silence emanating from the Sussex's Montecito estate is becoming deafening, adding significant fuel to the fire and leading many analysts to believe that Harry and Meghan are currently in a state of total strategic collapse behind closed doors. This is a battle for legitimacy, where the stakes are nothing less than the crown itself, and the leaked report acts as the smoking gun that could end the Sussex's royal status once and for all, leaving them as mere footnotes in a saga defined by betrayal and hidden identities. As we dive even deeper into the fallout of this unprecedented crisis, the technicalities of the alleged deception point toward a massive, multi-layered cover-up involving surrogate arrangements that were supposedly hidden with extreme care from both the late Queen Elizabeth II and the reigning King Charles III. Rumors are swirling with increasing velocity, that the leak includes private encrypted correspondence and ironclad non-disclosure agreements that were intended to remain buried in the royal vaults for at least a century, but have now been thrust into the unforgiving light of day by a high-ranking palace whistleblower. The narrative being pieced together by investigative insiders suggests that the immense pressure to produce heirs for the Sussex line led to a series of desperate choices that now haunt the couple, as the forensic evidence allegedly points to a complete lack of any genetic connection between Harry and the children he has presented to the world. This development has triggered a legal and constitutional firestorm in Parliament, with royal experts and historians debating whether this constitutes a massive criminal fraud against the crown, potentially leading to the permanent exile of Harry and Meghan, and the total retroactive stripping of their remaining titles and honours. The public is left struggling with the haunting image of a royal family in complete ruins, where the sacred bonds of blood have been replaced by the cold clinical ink of a laboratory printout, marking the definitive end of an era and the beginning of a dark, uncertain chapter, where every royal birth will likely be met with skepticism and a demand for DNA verification. This isn't just about one family. It's about the erosion of the mystical bond between the sovereign and the subjects, a bond that is built on the purity of the lineage, which has now been compromised in the most public way possible. Furthermore, the psychological impact of this revelation on Prince Harry's personal identity and mental state cannot be overstated, as he reportedly faces a devastating double blow: the potential shattering truth about his children and the resurfacing of age-old painful questions regarding his own biological parentage and his place in the Windsor hierarchy. This psychological warfare has turned the hallowed halls of Buckingham Palace into a high-stakes battlefield, where every secret is a potential weapon of mass destruction. And this latest DNA leak is the nuclear option that has finally been detonated by the palace inner circle. Inside the palace walls, the atmosphere is described by sources as one of total unmitigated chaos, with emergency late-night meetings being held between King Charles, Prince William, and the Archbishop of Canterbury to decide how to handle the inevitable public demand for a formal televised statement. The world is watching a real-life Greek tragedy play out in high-definition real time, where the stakes are not just personal reputation or brand deals, but the survival of a 1,000-year-old institution that now finds itself at the mercy of a genetic sequencer and a leaked PDF. Every hour that passes without a direct, point-by-point denial from the Sussex legal team is being interpreted by the public as a silent admission of guilt, further alienating the couple from the British people and cementing their status as permanent outcasts in a saga that has transcended traditional tabloid gossip to become a historical turning point of the 21st century. The sheer scale of the betrayal being felt by those who supported the Sussexes is immeasurable, as they feel they have been part of a decade-long performance that has finally reached its tragic and scandalous finale. In the final, sobering analysis, this leaked DNA report serves as the ultimate game-over moment for the Sussexes' relationship with the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth at large, as the British people feel a profound, visceral sense of betrayal over what is being characterised as the greatest hoax in the long and storied history of the British royals. The betrayal is not merely about the children themselves, but about the fundamental integrity of the succession line, which is the very heartbeat and core of the monarchy's legal and spiritual legitimacy in the eyes of the law. As investigators and private eyes reportedly dig even deeper into the digital footprints and origins of the leak, the focus of the world is shifting toward the future of the crown under the impending reign of King William, who has now established himself as a ruthless and uncompromising leader, who will stop at nothing to ensure the purity and honesty of the royal lineage. This story is far from its conclusion, as massive legal battles over titles, inheritance rights, and the constitutional right to remain in the line of succession are expected to clog the British court system for decades to come, involving billions of dollars in royal assets and properties. The world remains glued to their screens, refreshing feeds and waiting for the next piece of forensic evidence to drop, knowing with absolute certainty that after today, the British royal family will never be the same again, and the names Archie and Lilibet will forever be associated with one of the most daring, devastating, and world-shaking scandals to ever rock the throne of St. Peter's. Edward. If you found this massive investigative update absolutely mind-blowing and essential, make sure to like this video right now and share it across all your social media platforms with everyone you know who follows the royal family. We want to hear your unfiltered thoughts, so drop a comment below. Do you think William was right to expose the truth for the sake of the crown? Or has he gone too far in this family war? And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to Crown Unfiltered and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single second of the shocking truth as this historical scandal continues to unfold.